software, and for some reason everything went blank, so I had to restart the YouTube live. As you see, the title says 10 steps to 100K in business funding. Want to continue my conversation that I had in the last YouTube live that I did with the green screen tutorial. Normally I do videos in my car, but for today, what I'm going to do is I am going to lay things out because it's just easier for me to show it to you on the screen as opposed to me typing it. So, okay, let me, like I normally do, explain what's the difference between what it is that I do and what's in the marketplace. Because I think differentiation is key. I went over that in the last live that I did in my car, where I said that not all business funding is created equal. And what do I mean by that? In the last video, I talked about nothing's wrong with education. Kudos for those who've invested in themselves and are getting the education. But the missing piece, what I'm seeing, is that individuals do not know how to go from getting the education on how to access business credit, business funding, business lending, whatever you want to call it, and the education. So what happens is that people are armed with the education but can't get the lending. And so what I'm noticing is that you have individuals who are armed with all this information and can't make the next step. And so, only you will know what's best for you. I cannot decide that for you. But what I can do is that, unfortunately, there is a big, okay, I just had to pull it up. There is a big void, and I'm here to help you fill the void. And so, why I'm different is because I'm not doing education. I'm not trying to teach you how to get business credit. Like I said, if you've already did that, that's great. My goal is to get you to the capital, get you to the working capital. And in this video, I'm not going to go into is getting working capital wrong or is it right. I think we're all adults here. Hopefully, who's watching it, you're an adult, and only you can decide if you want, working capital. And so I am going to get started. So with the program, because a lot of people have booked their consultations and they've asked, okay, Lorelia, how does this program work? Now, the way it works is that, and the reason why it's guaranteed is because you're getting assistance from advisors who are going to show you how to get the funding. See, what's in the marketplace right now, and this is for those who've actually tried to get funding. Don't take my word for it. In the last YouTube live that I did, when I talked about this topic, I gave you, I think, 2 lenders where I said this is their criteria based on their website, and you go ahead and see what happens. So the same thing holds true here. Don't take my word for it. Try to go out there and get some lending on your own and see what type of relationship you're going to get. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get a relationship. What you're going to do is you're going to get a very cold person who's basically there to look at numbers. They're there to look at numbers on a page. They're going to see what your personal credit like. They're going to ask you some things about your personal life in terms of, do you have a job or what have you. Depending on type of funding you're getting, that's usually in the unsecured world. And then if you're trying to get business funding, they're going to ask you some questions about your business. They want to know, how healthy is it? How long you've been in business? And so what I'm noticing is that many people are not getting that hand-holding approach like they want. And so this program will possibly give you that buffer for what you're looking for. But I'm a big advocate of, don't book a consultation with me to prove to me how knowledgeable you are with business, accessing business and working capital. 9 times out of 10, you do get those people who have watched almost every video here on YouTube about business credit or business funding. They may have even, made some investments in themselves and got some coaching and consultation. But unfortunately, they don't have no funding. I call a spade a spade. Your business gurus cannot get you no funding. So number one, the first thing that you're going to do is there is enrollment that has to be done. During that enrollment, some questions are going to be asked. You're going to submit $300. Like I said, it's not a government giveaway. So you do have to have some skin in the game. Because what's different between this type of funding and institutional funding is that the institutional funding, although they may not ask you for no money up front, they do get their money on the back end. It's a performance fee. Your gurus may have not told you that. But with the nonprofit, they want to see you have some skin in the game. They want to see what type of commitment. So it's an enrollment fee that is refundable. It's refundable as long as you stay compliant in the program. During that submission of that enrollment fee, you're going to get a document, and the document is going to ask you some information about your business. They're going to ask you about how much funding you need, long-term and short-term goals. They're going to ask you about the return on the investment of the money and what you are going to use it for. Because they want to know that you're not going to just make it rain. They truly want to know what you're going to do with your money. Now, in the institutional lending world, they do not care. Most of the time, the reason why they don't care because they put parameters in place so they can be able to access the payback in regards to you default. Because the biggest fallacy is that a lot of people think that, oh, I'm going to get business credit. I'm going to get a bit under my business name and it's not going to harm my personal credit. And, I could just, do whatever I need to do and no harm, no foul. That's not how it's going to go. I don't care who you're listening to. It's not going to happen. Not in the institutional world. When Dodd-Frank was put in place, that put a lot of pressure on banking institutions. That's why there was a period of time where it was really hard to be able to access capital because there were compliance procedures that banks had to follow. And regardless if you are a large bank or a small bank or a small, lending institution, the same type of compliance mechanisms had to be in place. And so for the big banks, that's easy for them to do. They could just hire more people. They have the money to be able to put those compliance strategies in place. But for the smaller banks, they were not able to. So why do I tell you all that? I'm telling you all that is because to let you know, there's no government, there's no government giveaway. If you really think you're going to outsmart these billion and trillion dollar companies, you're wasting your time. Number two. And I know my numbering is off. um, you got to have a business plan. Okay, I don't know why I can't get over there. Okay. Of course, technology never works when you want to. Two, business plan. So yes, you have to do some work. You have to create a business plan because the lender wants to know, disregard that business is spelled wrong, can't get up there. Yes, the lender wants to know, what are you going to do with the money? They want to make sure that you do not just go spend it. Number three, personal financial statements. Yes, they want to know something about you. That's right. They don't have to be elaborate, but the lenders need to know something about you. Like I've said, don't believe the hype. A lot of people have you all believing that you're going to create some type of shell corp. You're going to get some authorized users, and some way or the other, you're going to Winfield into getting over 50,000 or more in business funding. Is not going to happen. Number four, a business credit review is done. This is to help you establish business credit. Not that they're only going to, not that you just going to build business credit and disregard personal credit, but they do want you to get into the mode of building business credit. I'm going to really pray that this video is still going on, because it is showing me on YouTube that this video is not working. But I'm going to pray it is, because I'm just talking. Hopefully I'm not just talking to a black screen. Number five, They need to do a personal credit review. That means the lender wants to look at your personal credit. Now, I'm just going to pause on this matter right here. The one thing that I try to do that's different than a lot of what you see here on YouTube is that I'm never kind of talking to that person who thinks that they are going to build business credit or get access to business credit and not be able to leverage their personal credit. The days are gone, and I've said this in many videos, and no one wants to believe me, but the days are gone when a lender is going to lend a brand new business money and not look at your personal credit. I don't care how many AUs you buy. I don't care how many shell corps you create. They have to look at your personal credit. So right now I got 5. I'm going to do part 2 in another video because I am seeing some strange things on my screen. It looks like YouTube Live has paused, and I don't know if it's going. And so I don't want to end up doing a whole video on the 10 steps and it can't be viewed. So if you have any questions, you want to learn more about the program, if you're looking for unsecured personal loans, I can assist you, whereas you can leverage your personal credit. All the links will be below this video. Go to cashflow.yourmoneymentor.com or go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com to learn more. The links will be below this video, so please check it out.